J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter.
Good evening, Faith family. This is your boy, Dr. J, and welcome to Do I Want to Stay Married? Listen, man, I'm so excited. Amazing show today. Guys, it's a premium edition, special edition. It's all men, real talk. Now, I know what you're saying. If it's all men, then what Lady J doing now? All up in our business. That's right. Nah, for real. She got a lot of things that the women have questions about. So really, guys, we are in the hot seat today, so I gathered up some of the best men around the country, you know what I'm saying? I'm introducing them to you today. You know many of them, but I wanted to get different perspectives. And what I love about these men that I have tonight, not only do they have their experience, their perspective, but they are around a lot of men from different walks of life so that we can get really just a cluster of information and real conversation. So today, we ain't cutting no corners because the reality of it is that women say men don't talk. That's what they say. And what I found out in counseling women, not only do they say that we don't talk, but they have a lot of questions, but they don't never really ask their man. I don't know if they just believe they're going to get into it. I don't know if they shy about it. Me, on the other hand, I'm kind of straightforward, and most men are. So we're going to just ask what we want to ask. And if we just think the jean's too tight, we're going to ask, baby, is the button go faster or not? But we just have real conversations. Women don't ask men particularly what they really want to ask. So sometimes they edit it. Maybe they try to spare our feelings. I don't know. But tonight, it is uncensored and it's transparent. And who better to do it with than this wonderful woman on my side, Lady J? Let's be clear.
Let's be clear. First of all, the fact that that you gave this platform, and I am just here to offer up questions on behalf of our fans and our followers. This has nothing to do with me. These are not my questions. Let's put the disclaimer out there. But there are some very direct questions from women all over this country. And this is all they said to me. Can you please make sure that they're honest? Like, remind them we're not in their face so you can tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
So what she's saying is we ain't in the face of these prosecutors is what we call them. But anyway, Listen, Lady J, I'm so excited. I want you to remember now you are the host of Never Too Busy to Pray, so be fair today now. But you're doing a wonderful work, and I just always want to give accolades to that because every Friday, 12 noon, you're rocking it out. Powerful women are coming together. No matter how busy they are, they literally do what?
We pray. So we take 15 minutes, and I thank you guys for following and joining. But I'm telling the men, invite your woman. That might help you out if she takes 15 minutes to pray. But every Friday, 15 minutes, we literally are going to God. And it's a movement across the country. I mean, we have hundreds of women every Friday that literally jump on and say, guess what? I was doing this, but I'm never too busy to pray. And thank you.
And what I love about it is just diverse of women all around the country. And
absolutely.
So coming together and they come in just one voice and ain't being catty, thank you, Jesus, and literally praying to a God. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about that. And then I want to also make sure that you understand, man, do I want to stay married? Not only is this show going to be hot tonight, but listen, man, go out to our podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeart Radio, and of course on KJLHradio.com. You can always see the amazing episodes that have been dropping. As a matter of fact, we're coming off of the hill, really, guys, of Boots and Heels. And if you don't know what that means, you ain't watched it yet, it was an episode where it was a special edition, all women. And guys, yes, they was talking about us. So tonight, we're going to pay it forward. But they put a twist on us. We only can talk about what they want to ask us. So, Lord, I don't really know what they're going to ask. But today, they going to get the business because, listen, you shouldn't ask. That's all I'm saying to you. And quite naturally, man, I feel good about it because they ain't fighting me. Why? Because I got my homeboys with me, man. Listen, I got just a great master, but a wonderful man. And I really want to say this and say this very slowly. Not only am I so proud of this man, I honor this man, and I love him with everything. The wonderful, really need no introduction, the great Bishop Dunny Williams. How you doing, sir?
I am absolutely blessed, and I'm just glad to be a part of this team. I thank God for you and Lady J and everything that you're doing to not only put the truth out there, but also further the gospel of Jesus Christ through your show. Thank you for the privilege.
Y'all, straight out of Witness Protection out the church is the one and only KD the voice. KD, we miss you, man. Listen, they showed out on us on Heels and Boots because it was all ladies. You know what I'm saying? And, I felt like some hate was just thrown around. But tonight, man, we gonna free you up, brother. So we really want to know what those streets say. But how you doing, great sir?
What they do, Doc? What they do, ladies? Bishop, man, what's going on? This is your boy KD the voice. Y'all know tonight? Oh, yeah, if I never did it before, we're going to bring it all kind of ways, baby. Believe that.
We want you to. We absolutely.
Y'all want to know the question? Y'all want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
We want you to. Please bring it from the north, the south, the east, and west. So this is what we have to do. I have a list of questions, and I'm looking forward to the great Dr. J. We have a special guest. We will announce him soon and very soon to get engaged into the show.
So let me introduce the wonderful gentleman, man, great, honorable man, Pastor Rudolph Roll. How you doing, sir?
Doc. I'm doing wonderful, amazing. You and lady, thank you for the invite. I'm honored to be here tonight on the hottest relationship show in the land.
Well, Pastor Roll, let me tell you something, man. I think they're going to do everything. These women tonight,
Yes.
They're going to try to test that clergy robe tonight. You know what I mean?
That's all right.
The collar might twist. I don't know. You going to help us out?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get it.
Let's
get it, Lady J.
Look here. We're getting ready to go to commercial. When we come back, I am so ready to go to the darn streets, and I don't even do the streets. But today, I'm ready to go straight to the streets. And I have to ask him the number one question. When we come back, you're going to hear from KD, the voice.
Real talk, y'all. That's tonight.
From the barbershop to the courthouse to in your house.
The voice is giving you the real scoop straight from the street.
I love God, but God is still working on me.
He says he's keeping it 100.
You be the judge.
Here's your boy, KD, representing the people's voice.
Family, this is your boy Dr. J. This Do I Want to Stay Married? Of course, today's show is Real Talk, special edition, men's only. But they put us in the hot seat. And who is that? These ladies. We took questions from ladies all around the world on social media, many of the women that I counsel, many of the women that lady counsel, and it's just some general questions. We took some of the top and the hottest questions. We probably won't get through all of them today, but we're going to keep this show going, and we're going to do some part 2s and part 3 if necessary, but we're going to get the hot ones, and guess what? We're going to be transparent. And today, I'm going to be honest with you. We Uncensored. We're going to do everything, like I said, because, for real. You know what I'm saying? And if we push the envelope a little bit, we got 2 pastors in the house. They'll bring us on back to Jesus, all right? So we'll be all right. But today, we're going to go to them streets. KD, real talk. They say men don't talk all this good old stuff. Women got questioned. What them streets saying, man?
Dog, what it do? This is your boy KD, the voice. Y'all know the one that bring it to y'all kind of ways, baby. And that's what we're going to do today. But I got to bring it to you. I'm from the women's side of things. So, all right. This is the question that I got from the streets, man. This question, I'm trying to figure out if this was intended for somebody in particular. But it says, why do men be willing to mess up what's working in a relationship for something they don't even know nothing about, or for something that looks good?
So this is how, because when we did Heels and Boots, Doc, he was the one who facilitated. I would like to do that. I'm going to ask each of you all to give your answer to that, starting with the great host of this show. Please answer the question, why is a man so easily willing to give up his good thing?
You know what? Listen, I'm going to err on the side of caution and go to my brother, but I'm going to say this and start this off before I go around. My philosophy to it is, maybe it ain't as good as she think. You know what I mean? Because that's in the matter in the eye of the beholder of what they think is actually good. Because for me, I can't see myself giving up a good thing, but that's me. So let me throw it to my brothers. Bishop?
I like that question. But let me just give you what the Bible says. Not what Bishop Williams said, but what the Bible said. The Bible said, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. Not when he find a girlfriend, not when he find a whore in the streets, not when he finds some man that some man want to be with. That's not a good thing. So if it's not his wife, it's not a good thing, period. Now, if any man give up his wife for something or someone he don't know, that man is not feeling like his good thing is treating him fairly, or he's a person that needs to go.
Bishop, you coming out swinging tonight, baby? I mean, like, listen, I felt like I got hit with Mike Tyson hit and Mayweather at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Boo, boo, double hit. You know what I'm saying? About to tap out. All right, KD. What those streets say now? Come on now. You deal with these fellas.
This is from you.
Come on. What you say?
This is a B Klaus. I want to know what you have to say. This is this show. I want to know. The women want to. Yes, you pop the question. What is your response to the question?
All right. So she says, let me see. Why do men be willing to mess up what's working in a relationship for something that don't work? Well, first of all, if I mess up in my relationship and it's working, I believe it's just been selfish. Not thinking clearly, or even thinking that I got a good thing. Maybe I don't know if I got a good thing or not. I mean, if I'm gonna step out on it, maybe that's like Bishop said. Maybe I'm questioning that. So that's the only reason I would step out, because evidently I'm not getting pleased or satisfied at home. So therefore I'll be willing to step out.
Lady. Just breathe.
Or I'm easily to step out.
KD, I think it's fair. I think the man, it's just his opinion. I think it's fair. KD, I promise you, bro. Listen, if there was such thing as a virtual knife, I think you'd be cut right now. I'm like, lady, need to breathe over here, right? You okay? I thought it was a fair answer. He was just saying.
I don't. But see, I have my glasses on because I wanted to read these questions. But I'm gonna say this to you, and this is all I'm gonna say humbly. I don't believe it's an honest answer.
You
because
say what now?
I don't believe it's an honest answer. And let me tell you why I don't believe it's an honest answer. And you guys can say what you want to. I don't believe that your real assessment is that the only way you would step out on someone is because you didn't view them to be a good thing. I don't think so. I think it was your first answer, which is you could be selfish. But I'm just here to relay the questions of the women. That's just all I got to say.
Go ahead, Katie.
Hold up. That's honestly for me. That's my honest answer. I'm telling you right now. And absolutely selfish. And I feel that, hey, I ain't getting what I feel I should be. So, hey, I see something that look like I may be able to get it from that direction. So I go there. So I answered it honestly now.
I was with you, KD. What'd you say, Bishop?
I say this. I haven't been saved all of my life. And when I was in the streets,
Bishop, say it again. Where you was at?
I wasn't in the church. I was out there with KD. But when I was in the streets, I would leave a woman to have another woman only because it was my pride and my ego, and I wanted it, and I went out to get it. But that was before I was saved. Now that I'm saved, I know that is wrong. But then I get it. Yes.
Got you. All right, let's go over here to my man, Pastor Roll.
Doc, you said something that's very, very evident in that question. What she feels like, right? Mm-hmm. And I think one of the worst things that any individual can do is judge themselves. It might be good for her. Maybe it's not good for me.
Okay.
And I err on the side of Bishop, where he said when a man finds a wife, he finds himself a good thing. Well, maybe she's not wife material.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Listen.
I love that.
Listen, if you listen to this show, go ahead and feel free to hashtag that. You know what I'm saying? Throw that out there. Take that, ladies. It's just our opinion. We gave it to you all kind of ways, like Katie said.
You know what? I
Man,
believe
don't jump on this.
I am here as a facilitator. I am absolutely not getting ready to get in no boxing ring with you all. Because guess what? If a person is not wife material, then she's just not wife material. The Bible does say that he would help, that he would bring someone that was suitable. And I don't believe that every woman establishes herself to be suitable. So I understand.
So I was given a question about a young lady. The woman's insecurity is coming from this. Now, this is tight. I'm telling you now. So I'm warning you now. So put your kids to bed. And if you're under 18 and you're watching this, get off right now. This is about sex. This is about sex. And here's the insecurity of the woman that they be going through. Y'all ready? Seatbelt yourself. What the women want to know, they want to know from men, honestly, because they be trying all type of things, be that from their weight or different exercise and all kind of things. The cookie. You understand what I'm saying? The cookie. From a man perspective, hear me out. Is every woman in a intimate manner, sex, do they have a right to be insecure? Because is there a possibility that everybody's cookie is different? And what they mean by that is when you say it's good or it's the best, is that because of the physicality? Is that because you have a mental connection? Or is it about the action that's happening? Because women feel like they're moving all over this place trying to accommodate the men sexually so that they can be either the best or either be what's qualified as good cookie. So they want the honest man opinion. How are you determine from a man perspective if it's good?
This is from me. This is not Bible. This is from me.
Yes, sir.
And that is this. Most women want the man to do all the cooking, okay? And they want them to make them feel good. I believe that once you're in a relationship sexually, the job of reaching a climax have to be on the woman as much as his job is reaching a climax on the man. And that's what make it good. But when one trying to make the other one do something, that's just hard work. It's easy if each of them reach their own climax.
Oh, Jesus.
Bishop.
That wasn't the Bible. That was me.
That was you.
That was me.
I ain't Pastor Rudolph. We coming to you.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll go to the streets. That cookie.
You know what? I think it's more of the moment. Okay. In the heat of the moment, of that feeling, that connection, maybe, and you begin to say things that you probably should not say to that person. And therefore, now they're getting that in their minds. But then when you begin to look, or you might compliment somebody else, then there's an issue. Okay. And therefore the insecurities step in.
Okay. KD, now you ain't never been loose like this before, but we taking the cuffs off, baby.
Yes, sir. So,
give it to us from the street. What is these fellas saying for real?
All right. So first of all, there's a two-part to this thing. It can be emotionally as well. So on the emotional part, yeah, it can be. It doesn't matter who you are. If y'all emotionally connected and you have intimacy, it's going to be great, because you're emotionally connected. I feel it's going to be great. But however, 9 times out of 10, mostly everybody's not emotionally connected. So therefore, we want the cookies. We want it to be good as far as a man perspective. And by that being said, being good is, first of all, mentally, we have to be there in order for us to be aroused. So we have to be sexually attracted to you before we even get aroused. Once we get aroused, because you got us that way, then we start the intimacy part. Then we start the penetration. Once we penetrate you, and if the penetration of it feels good, meaning that water flowing, moisture, that gripping, and all of that, and if that's there, then guess what? You're going to know it's good to us, because guess what? We even start pulsating. It's getting better and better to us. You know what I'm saying? We doing it. You are satisfying us. You know those cookies are good to us because he's going to tell you it is. Because we're going to stay strong. You're going to feel that heartbeat. But this is where your insecurities come in at. your insecurities come in at is you know those factors from a man, but when he don't do that to you, when you don't receive that from him, he getting you all strong and ready, and next thing you know, he start to digress a little bit. And now it ain't really, he ain't there no more. So now you're insecure because you feel like you ain't got something you doing wrong. And that is true. It's something about your cookies that ain't satisfying his needs to keep him aroused. That ain't from the streets, baby. That's straight from Katie. Baby. That's coming straight from Katie the voice, baby. I done got let loose in this thing, boy.
When I tell you, first of all, there's just certain topics.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, you are on Do I Want to Stay Married? Because all of these are questions that obviously need to be answered.
It's happening in a relationship every day. People are navigating these waters, but a lot of women are insecure about themselves. I just want people to acknowledge and understand this. I want men to know this. Women are going out of their way, making a lot of changes. I mean, I done heard some stuff lately that I didn't even know was possible, but medically, surgically, and all type of dynamics. And it would be one thing I would applaud if they don't just do it for themselves because that's what they want. But they're moving that way because they feel like they have to or need to accommodate men. And I just wanted it to be clear from a men's perspective of things of that nature. It's just, if you just want to know, and you didn't ask your man, you're not asking any man or what have you, you just really want in a private place, just know, I just wanted to give us some perspective of how men kind of read that factor of, you know, what's good cooking.
Well, I'm so glad that we're getting ready to go to our celebrity Black Book guest so that I can woosah on behalf of the women. And I'm going to process this communication that just was given by all of these amazing men, my sisters. I'm going to process that. So I'm going to be prepared to bring your additional questions when we come back.
Yes. Now you got it. We're going to commercial. We're going to our Black Book. But when we come back, listen, there's no more mystery. I got a great, amazing, wonderful gentleman that I'm going to introduce you that's doing a great work in the country. And we'll be right back.
Do you want to own your own restaurant but don't want to do it alone? Do you currently own a restaurant but you're struggling with keeping your doors open? United Franchise, the owners of the award-winning brands Sinorama, Transworld, Accurate Franchising, John Smith Subs with 1,600 locations in over 80 countries, has partnered with Celebrity Soul Food to open the fastest-growing Southern cuisine restaurant chain all around the world. New territories available in a city near you. We're now taking applications for franchise owners. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call me. We want to know what's going on with you. What's the scoop? Taking it all across the world. We're going into Dr. J's Black Book. It's that time. Dr. J the counselor with his featured guest from his Black Book.
Family, this is your boy Dr. J, and this is Do I Want to Stay Married? And you know we're having what's called Real Talk. But you know what? I wanted to break up the monotony, but let me tell you something. I'm trying to maintain myself and stay in my seat because I got somebody amazing that I want to introduce, and it really needs no introduction. You know him already, because if you don't know him, then you're probably under a rock somewhere, but he's 2-time Emmy Award-winning, 3-time NAACP Image Award-winning television executive producer, marketing and branding skills, built career of Steve Harvey. He currently managed Stephen A. Smith. He's the Chief Marketing Officer of the Air National Guard's Recruitment and Retention. He's worked with all type of individuals that you know, Kevin Hart, Taja, listen, Monique, Gabrielle Union. He don't need no introduction, y'all. One of the hottest podcasts on the podcast system, man. I don't know who you'll be if you don't know him, but he's my guy, my dude, my friend, and one of the best men I know around the country, Rushion McDonald. How you doing, sir?
Thank you very much for allowing me into your world. Thank you.
Listen, Rushion, man, I'm so excited. Let me tell you something, man. I'm smiling so hard, my jaw tight, okay? Because
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I don't know if you know this yet, but I want to tell you, just recently, it came out on QSR magazine, which was one of the largest magazines and articles for the franchise world.
Absolutely.
And guess who was on the leading page? Rushion McDonald and Dr. J. They captured the conversation about you and how you impacted my life, my friend.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Can I see that? Can you get that to me?
Done. I was holding it hostage because it was personal to me. I'm gonna share it now. Now that I told you, I can share it to you.
Well, you're special. You know that, and my life has been driven by the success of others, and it's really true. And I benefit from that blessing, and so that's how I guide my life. My life is not driven by money; it's driven by relationships and how I can impact people in a positive way. And you're just a reflection of that, and I say that with great sincerity.
Rushion, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you, personally for myself, and the following is, it's like you're always paying it forward. You're always helping others win. Where did that come from?
Well, I tell everybody, I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. And I always tell people, if you really want to look at your life, especially when you're in your 40s and 50s and you're troubled about the direction you want to take your life, go back and look between 18 and 23 and find out what you wanted to be in that period of your life, before the babies or the relationships or the jobs you didn't want and the decision to move out of places and listen to people who didn't have your best interests. When you go into that part, because everything else you're doing in life are just job resumes. And technically, that is not what you want to do. And so I've been blessed because people have paid me forward. I call them bumps, where you're about to make a mistake and people stop you. I can remember I was in the fifth grade. And I was running around in the room, and the teacher stopped me. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Sir," he said, "you're one of my best students, and you're running around here being silly." And that was the first time I can recognize when I was stopped from doing something that was not acceptable for me. And so throughout my life, I've had people do that to me. So people have paid me forward. And it started all the way back when I was in the fifth grade. And if I can remember that means it made an impression on what I should be doing with my life. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Well, first of all, Rushion, look, I'm glad I get to join you all today because, you and Dr. J have a great love story. Not that anyone would be lost in the way he introduced you, right? But I want to say this to you, and I mean it. When the article came out, they literally dropped it, and when I read it, I teared up. And in my mind, I thought about those intricate moments in time where someone takes, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes to literally speak something, and it's a real seed, meaning it resonated with Doc when you all met on the Steve Harvey tour. How do you feel?
In Jacksonville, Florida, by the way.
In Jacksonville, Florida.
Come on.
What do you think when you see such an outcome? I mean, he took $16,000 at that time and turned it into an $800 million project. What do you think about your words having that kind of impact?
Well, the great thing about my life, he's not the only one.
Yes.
I can go to Nick Cannon. I can go to superstars and producers and directors, and I can go to Steve Harvey. I can go to Stephen A. Smith. But the bottom line is that because I'm not selfishly motivated by what the outcome is for me, it keeps me focused on what you need to do for your success. So when I see his financial success, his global success, that's the blessing. I've told everybody, if you take an idea from me and you make $1 million, that's my blessing. Because I can assure you, I would not make $1 million with that idea. It was not meant for me. It was only meant for the person I was speaking to. And because I spoke it and they heard it, because I speak it to a lot of people. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to hear it. And they ignore the opportunity. And guess what? I walk on. And I tell people, I talk the way I talk to run people off. Because if you're not designed to understand what I'm trying to say, then I'm going to get rid of you real fast. If you're not designed to understand the work it takes, I'm going to get rid of you. Because I ain't got time to pet you, because life is filled with hard knocks. I live them every day. Despite the success or perceived success that people have about me, it doesn't matter. And so that's what drives me. So his success is so powerful to me because he becomes part of my legacy. And my legacy is to do great things for people because God gave me an ability to be able to look people in the eye and make them special.
Man,
Look
well,
here.
yeah, I got a lot to say. I'm just, I don't
Look.
know. Listen, Rushion, let me ask you this right here, because this is something that has always like just locks in my brain. Because I'm just wondering. This is a me thing now. A man of your caliber, all that you have done, all that you are doing, and all that you will do. With a person whose life is built, designed, and has been fruitful of pushing others to excellence and to greatness. My question is to you is who do this person get inspired by? Who inspires you?
Here's an interesting story I'm going to tell everybody. In 2015, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I don't care who you are. When you hear the word cancer, it sets you back mentally. You don't know about anybody who survived cancer. It's all about you. And so I say that because my life has been inspired by other people, because I didn't tell my wife, I didn't tell my family. I just took an assessment of my life. And you know something? I was cool with my life. When I say that I have done the things I want to do in my life, I have met the people I want to meet in my life. I've eaten dessert before my meals. I eat a banana split when I feel like it. I've been on private jets. I've seen this world on my terms.
Yes,
So
sir.
who inspires me? You inspire me. You know, the people that at HBCUs that they get academic success inspire me. People who have listened to me inspire me, because that's the blessing. Understand that. I'm driven by information that God has allowed me to consume, and I feed it back to you. Now, if you don't want to listen, that wasn't meant for you, because I'm really trying to run you off. I'm really trying to get you out of my life. Now, here's the cool part about it. When we met in Jacksonville, catering, I was pretty tough on you.
Yes, sir.
I told you what I didn't like about your catering. I told you, but then I told you what you can do better. So I was in the purpose of saying, look, if he wants to hear the truth, I could have went in there, paid you your money, and went on about your business. But I saw you wanted to win. I said, guess what? I'm going to tell him the truth. Now, he can walk out here mad at me and say bad words about me and say, who this dude think I am? No, you accepted the truth and you became the person. So you guide me. You are who I look up to, because you heard the truth. You know, my ministry is what I say to people, not in a godly way, because God don't want to talk like me all the time. He may never talk like me. But what I do say is that when I talk, I tell you the truth. And it's incredible the amount of people over the years since I started Money Making Conversation who I've interviewed and who came up to me and said, can we stop this interview for a minute? I'm going to tell you what you did for me. You set me down in my office, in your office, or you set me down on the sofa, or you was walking down the street, you stopped and you took time to tell me what I needed to do to be successful. And that's all I did with you. My words weren't meant to stop you. It was meant to encourage you. But what happens when you tell people what they need to be successful, the blockers pop up. The opportunities to fail take over, and then the naysayers slide in. And that's why I always tell people, don't let your friends, family, co-workers, or neighbors or loved ones stop you from living your life or planning your dreams.
I just want to say this. One is, look, don't you cry, Dr. J. Look, let's be clear. We don't need to get no tissues out tonight. But I'm going to say this to you. This is so powerful, because even with you, and you've always said this because you kind of imparted that to me about, don't go get in the washing machine with someone. You have to bring people, and you always say, I'm not going over there. Anyone's welcomed over here, but I'm not going over there. And that's what I hear Rushion saying today. I'm deliberately and intentionally being real, because at the end of the day, only the strong really do survive.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the other things of it is that oftentimes, man, people look for people to just co-sign you versus saying, hey, listen, man, tell me how I can get better, and to hear that, they just want to hear all the good accolades. But if good ain't going to take you where you ultimately desire to go or to greatness, and somebody have to be just honest with you and say, hey, listen, man, I mean, effort, great, I see you, what have you, but if you're going to up your game, if you're going to go where you're saying trying to go to this pinnacle, then let me tell you how to play this game, and let me tell you how you need to better yourself, and you can't be mad that somebody challenged you if, in fact, you want to be better. My question is to you, while I have you, and all these thousands and millions of people that are watching, that they can take an advantage of a free situation to hear from an amazing man who do this every day and to give of themselves. What do you say to those people that's saying, listen, Rushion, you know what? Yes, the pandemic hit, but I just, you know, I need hope. I want to move forward, but how do I do so? Or what's your opinion on this thing? How do we in 2021 move forward?
Well, here's the thing about it. I don't let racism win. Don't let the color of your skin stop you. And secondly, don't let somebody else plan your dreams or your opportunities. The failings of most people in life is they don't have a plan. And they don't have a plan tied to a goal. And what they do is, that's why a lot of people shy away from 4-year education, because 4 years seem so far off. See, I always tell people, plan your life in 90-day increments. Okay. See, if you plan your life in 30-day increments, then you live in check to check. And you got to get out of that check-to-check mode. If you live your day in 90-day increments, then you're planning something and you're going to achieve something. And so that's why I always tell people, when you go to college, take college a semester at a time. And it's not that long, because you can complete a semester. Then you're going to complete 2 semesters. Then you're going to complete your sophomore year. And then all of a sudden, it's a plan that you can achieve. But you try to take on the whole concept of success, and it's has a long-term window to it, then you fail. And that's what the average person does in life. They take on too much. And time will beat you if you don't have a plan to beat it. So my plan is always tied to short-term windows. So if anybody's listening to me, I tell them to stop and realize that your success is tied to your effort. Do not look at the person sitting to the right of you, and do look at the person sitting behind you, and you definitely don't want to look who's behind you, because that person who's behind has nothing to do with your success and will never help you with any opportunity, because they're already behind you. So what people do is they so much worry about what people are saying about them instead of what they are saying about themselves.
Yes.
That's good.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm amazed and I'm so grateful.
The one and only.
The one and only. Look,
CEO, award-winning.
Let's be clear.
Chef. Come on.
Let's be clear.
Before I go, I got to shout out to the bishop. I love him. KD, they probably don't know I know them. I just want to shout out to both of them young men, because my life path is tied to a lot of people that don't know I know them. Because Steve Harvey used to always say, man, do you ever go to sleep? You watch all the TV, you watch everything, because, you know, God has given me a ship, and I have 24 hours in a day. I learned to use every hour in the day. And I just want to do a shout out to them gentlemen and let them know I'm blessed to share the screen with them. And I know they have some great things to say, and also just surprise them and let them know I know them too.
That's amazing. God is amazing. Rushion, you are amazing. Nothing but love for life. We will be talking to you soon, and we'll have you back.
Absolutely. Anytime you need me, and send that article to me, because there was some great things happening in January, and now I understand where it was coming from.
Absolutely. Got you coming. Rushion McDonald, Money Making Conversation CEO. What with it?
Love
God
you.
bless you,
God
sir.
bless you.
My friend, my brother in the greatness, y'all. Listen, so let's keep it popping. And this is what we're going to do. We got to ask the bishop. You know what I mean? That's how we're going to dive in. So we're going to go to commercial, ask the bishop, and we got a question directly to the church. We'll be back.
Ask the Bishop. The Bible says there is great reward in wise counsel. Do you have a question that you yourself can't find in the Word of God about your relationship? It's time to Ask the Bishop.
Faith family, this is your boy Dr. J. Do I want to stay married? This is Real Talk, special edition, men only. But these women got a whole lot to say and a whole lot of questions. But we're in the hot seat. But guess what? I mean, I feel like we don't win about 2 rounds, and I feel like, listen, we been KO in the women, so I'm just down. So guess what? They gonna get spirituals on us. They gonna go to church. We got our bishop. So Lady J, go on and hit us now.
Yes, Bishop. You know, I'm just here to ask the questions. The question for you, Bishop, and it really is a deep question. It says, if a man was a hoe, before he got
Bishop said
married.
Put a R on that
If
thing.
the man was a whore, if a man was a whore before he got married, meaning that he was super promiscuous, is it even physically possible for that man to basically fall in love with a woman and only crave her? Or, as KD would say, with all those moans and groans, will he always have a craving to physically feel the difference between multiple women and their cookies?
That is really an excellent question. It really is. The answer to that would be, first of all, let me just share this. If a man chooses to be married, if that's his choice to be married, then he made up his mind he want to be with that woman. So I believe that he can stay. 42 years ago, I was that guy in the street. I have not been with anyone since I've been with my wife in 43 years. Now, my point is saying that can happen. But the question, the bigger question to what you're saying is this. If he was a whore or a street person or out there doing all these things, if that was his life and he get married and he try to live a double life, then he didn't really want to be married. There was another motive in mind, because I believe this in my heart. Like this, the purpose of this show is to tell people, do I want to stay married? If you want to stay married, you will do everything you can to keep your relationship honest, sincere, and true. And so I believe this. Yes, a man can convert from being a street runner to a righteous person at home. I believe that. I'm an example myself, but not every man do that. Yes.
Now, I got a for real question for y'all, okay? Here it is, okay? Because we want to know that. I want to throw love in the equation, okay? Just think about love, okay? So, when it comes to love, first of all, I want me, because I'm going to tell you, on Heels and Boots, with the ladies only, they had a pretty perspective on what love means to them. There was a little discrepancies amongst each other, but they had a dynamic there depending on the generation, in this whole culture of this world. Women want to know, from a man's mind, when you hear the word love, meaning when you get to that point in the relationship and you saying, I love you, what are you saying? And Bishop, I'm going to come to you last to clear it up, but I want to go to Pastor Rudolph. I want you to start with it. What are you, the men that you hear, what is men interpreting when they're either saying that or hear that word love? What are they thinking? And then I want to go to you, KD, and then come to you, Bishop. Okay? Hit me with it.
Well, I'm going to answer from my point of view.
Yes, sir. Hit.
Right? When I say I love you, that means that I'm committed to you.
Okay.
That's what I mean. And so there are a lot of different ways of viewing that for women. And I think sometimes it goes to that marriage piece of it.
Okay.
I love you, but I'm not ready for marriage yet.
Okay.
And though sometimes they'll take that the wrong way and carry it there and then kind of run you off.
But when women, when they get that man to be like, I love you,
right,
baby, that thing get on cocaine. You hear what I'm saying to you?
Absolutely.
Because they fast forward, they go from A,
possessive,
and get all the way. They already on Y, headed on the Z. And that man just said, listen, I'm with you. You know what I mean? But that don't mean I ain't trying to get in front of Bishop yet to the altar. Just yet. KD. Bruh, okay. What do men, how do you interpret that word love?
Man, Pastor, I big up him. He hit it right on the head, because I was going to say it's two different types. So when I say, I love you, or hear that word, what I'm going to do like Pastor from me. If I say I love you, I mean, I care about you. I'm rocking with you. I got you. That's what it is. But like you said, now you think because I said I love you, it's, oh man, you ready to move in the house, bring everybody over, introduce me to the whole family. Now we in this big thing. We want to go to the altar. No, I didn't say I'm in love with you.
Uh-huh.
I said I love you.
I know, Bishop. Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you,
KD. Hey, we can love you. We can say we love you 2 days after meeting you because you so cool and so down the earth. Man, I love you.
You know, but you know what? I am really gonna stay. I'm gonna stay in my corner.
I love it.
I promise I'm gonna stay in my corner because I heard what the amazing pastor had to say. Because I'm just representing my sisters tonight who wanted real answers. I think what they're saying is, what do you mean when you say I love you? But can we just have a let's be clear moment? At the end of the day, if you want our pants to come down and then you say I love you. See, we might be trying to get to an altar. If you're like what Katie said, and we're walking in the park day 2, and you ain't never tried to kiss and touch me and say I love you, I'm not maybe at the altar. Do you see the difference in the exchange? So I think that it just kind of varies when you use those words in what environment.
That's a possibility. However, there are some women that drop their pants before those words. And sometimes men feel like you have earned I love you. I'm just saying. I'm playing. Bishop! Come on, man. Come on. You trying to hold it over there. Talk to her. What you hear when you hear that word love, Bishop? What are you being talking about?
Okay. I am praying for KD. I really am. Seriously, I'm praying for KD. Okay, but on the serious note, yeah, my understanding of love in the spiritual term first. The spiritual term, love is not a feeling. Love is not an emotional act. Love is a person, and love is God. So let's leave that right there. Love is God. That's the Bible. 1 John 4:8 say love, God is love. Now let's go to the natural. Natural love requires 3 elements. It must exist with 3 elements: trust, truth, and respect. If it have no trust, no truth, and no respect, it's not love, period.
Okay. Now, on Boosting Hills, we was talking about the perspective with women, how women are bosses now. You know what I'm saying? They bosses now. You know what I mean? They strong. I believe they always been strong for them. I love strong women. However, they got their own money now. They have their own what have you. Yet they want to be in a relationship. The question is for men, from the women, what type of woman is the alpha men, the good men, the strong men? I don't want to ask, are we intimidated by strong women, but are we even attracted to them? That's where I want to start. And Bishop, if I can start with you.
I wanted to be first too. Wait, before KD. Okay, all right. First of all, the answer is I'm attracted to a feminine woman. She must be feminine. She must have a passion in that area for me. That's where I'm attracted. I'm a strong man, but I am attracted. I'm attracted to a woman that is strong and know what she wants in life. But I want her to be feminine. I don't want no woman that buck up to me and throw her chest out at me and expect me to be attracted to her. That's not going to happen. Now we listen to KD because I know he's going to say something contrary to that.
KD, come on, KD, free yourself, baby.
Yeah, man. But you know what? I'm with you, Doc. I'm with you, Bishop. But this got to be feminine. I want a boss. I want you to be a boss. I want you to hold your own. I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. I want you to be able to correct my wrongs. But I'm still the man.
Very good.
You know, long as I'm still the man, you could be the boss. You can handle your business. And if I'm out of line, you could check me. But, you know, I'm still the man. As long as we got that, I'm not intimidated by nothing as far as a woman coming to be, you know, bossy, got more than I got. I love it. Help me out.
Help me, help you. Help me, help you.
Katie, you know you crazy.
Golly.
Pastor Rudy, come on now.
I've been chomping at the bit.
What you say,
I've been chomping at the bit. And actually, I agree with both of them.
Okay.
I really do. Bishop and KD. I like the feminine woman, but I like a confident woman. One that knows what she wants and not intimidated by anything. Because I am an alpha male and I want to walk that way. I want to walk with my head up. But at the same time, I think that there are some women who have been thrust into roles of being put in the male position. They're taking care of the home. They're doing their own thing. They have to raise the kids. And then they don't know how to relinquish that. and be the help me.
Okay.
When it comes down to now, I want a man, but I don't know how to relinquish my role of being the head of the house.
Okay.
There can only be one.
Now y'all are open up something here real quick, y'all. We gotta get ready to go. But let me ask y'all this right here. How important is it to a man how a woman come at you verbally in her communication? Can she boss up in that? Even if she making all the money, but can she boss up in that as alpha? Is that gonna be okay with you as an alpha man, a good man? Or is that a problem? KD, I'm starting with you, and we're gonna roll around.
It's because of God I'm still here with mine.
Amen.
Hey, boy, look at here. Man, it's plenty. Nah. A lot of times you come at me wrong in all kind of ways. You come and I can't handle it sometimes. But I'm so grateful to God that I'm not in those streets like that. I go out to talk to the people in the streets. Yes, I'm not there no more. But if I was, man, we wouldn't have lasted these 18 years. Yes, sir. I'm telling you. Because, I know I cause a lot of that mouth, but still I'm a man. And sometimes, but I'll never put my hand on a woman ever, no matter what she do or say to me. But it makes you want to grab her sometimes and shake them though. But no, I can't handle it too much, dog. Yeah. But this is the thing. She know when she get to that point because she know the look. So I respect the fact that she know how far to go. Yeah. Because I'm still the man.
That's right.
In all kind of ways.
All kind of ways. Bishop?
Remember, I established in front that there's trust, truth, and respect. Anytime a person speak to you in a manner of disrespect, it don't have to be for just disrespect. I wouldn't want my wife to speak to me disrespectfully ever. And so I agree. When that happens, how much can I take? I will get silent. I will not discuss it. I will not talk about it. I'll just remain silent. But I believe this, that if a woman disrespect me with her voice, she'll disrespect me in every other way of her life. It's the same with a child. You don't let your children come and disrespect you. And that's what I'm talking about. My wife or any woman, even in this church, if a woman disrespect me in this church, I would have to deal with it. Because this is why. The Bible says this, that even God does things decent
and in order.
And
come on.
in order.
Boy, look at here. Pastor Roll, that's a question to you. How deep is that for a man?
Dr. J. Bishop, I'm with you all the way.
Bless you. Bless you.
Amen. That cliche of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That means a lot. It means a lot. And when it comes down to the respect of it, how can you truly say you love somebody if you don't respect me?
Yeah. Come on, now you're preaching.
I'm supposed to be your husband, or I'm your boyfriend. I'm the one that you're committed to.
Yeah.
How can you say you love me and you don't respect me? And that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier, where women sometimes just don't want to relinquish that role. And it's like, well, I'm going to say what I want to say, how I want to say it, just because I can. I don't need you.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's hard for a man to swallow.
Yeah. I think what women need to understand too, man, is that, while they're waiting on that phase of the relationship where they hear us say we love them, and we'll talk about that another time. However, from a man perspective, it ain't so much about a woman saying verbally she loves us. How you treat me or come at me, meaning the word respect me, we interpret that it weighs into that. Now this woman loves me, which means that if you can't disrespect me and tell me you love me and think I'm buying it, I think that's the mere reason that we can go back to the beginning question. A man will leave a potential good thing if he feels disrespected. He will go.
If I may say just this one thing, I just in my studies and just from me personally, it's not about always what they say, but it's about how they make you feel. Yes. And so if I feel like the other person is giving me the attention and things. And you asked the question earlier, why do people stray? Why do men stray? That is one reason why we do.
I think that women, we have heard the answers of the men.
We gotta do a part
listen
two,
here.
'cause we ain't done yet.
I
y'all.
am just a spectator here. I do want to say this. One is I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Pastor, for being here today and being transparent. You know what? I really think that men and women should probably stay in counseling, because women feel like she wouldn't be disrespectful if she was being treated like Christ loves the church. Hey, that's just a little nugget I'm throwing out there for somebody.
She don't even go to church. Half of them didn't go to church.
Right. Look here. The amazing host is getting ready to go to Relationship Uncensored. But I want to say thank you for following us today. As he said earlier, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Radio. We're everywhere.
Watch the other shows.
Let's be clear, and watch the other shows.
Go to YouTube, subscribe, man, like, share, get them comments in, get your questions in. You see live on the show. We're going to put them out there. We talk about everything.
So we're getting ready to go to commercial. He's going to wrap up the show because guess what? We want to hear from this great man, none other than Dr. J, the counselor with Relationship Uncensored.
We'll be right back.
Relationships Uncensored.
You need someone to be brutally honest with you.
Dr. J is getting ready to rip the Band-Aid off your relationship and deal with your wounds,
Your disappointments,
your thoughts.
and even your desire to just say quits with your relationship.
Stop lying to your kids.
Stop lying to your mate.
Stop lying to your church.
And more importantly, stop lying to yourself.
Dr. J says what he means.
But know this. He's Dr. J. So he means what he says.
It's that time for Relationships Uncensored.
This is your boy, Dr. J, and this is Relationship Uncensored on Do I Want to Stay Married? Man, listen, you know, after all the years that I've been serving and helping individuals all around the world in counseling, you know, I quite often deal with couples and even singles that say some of the same things, like in their relationships that ultimately was in a demise situation and ultimately it fell and crumbled. Some of the common things that I've seen is how people are talking to each other, specifically very in the demeanor and the thoughts of they're thinking they're doing it correctly. But I want to share a couple things about this very quickly. Number one, so many times people think just because you're saying something that is truth, that they can do it without having to be sensitive, having to worry about the packaging of it, and don't even understand the collateral damage that you're leaving behind. So my uncensored is simply this. Just because you're right, just because you're being honest, doesn't mean it's going to turn out well. It doesn't mean that you're doing right by the relationship. The truth I believe that God speaks of in his word will consider the feelings of the other individual and would dictate how you then come to that person and in love and after much prayer, share your heart. And if it be truth, I believe that even the truth deserves to be put in a box and wrapped with a bow so that the person can understand they just gave you an awesome gift. This is your boy, Dr. J, and I'll see you at the top. Be blessed, be well.
Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor.